Should we? Okay. Welcome to Beyond's Mission Sustainability. So, my first question to you is that since we are all talking about sustainability a lot, and we know that climate is on the tipping point, so what, according to you, is sustainability?
I think breaking down the word sustainable is firstly the most important thing on the horizon today. All of us talk about sustainability as some unattainable, lofty goal, but sustainability is really about small little changes we can make in our day to day lives that, in a larger way, are contributory towards, in some way, undoing all the changes we brought to the environment. And today, climate change is real. It's reached the United States of America. I mean, till it was happening in the third world with floods and droughts, it was different. But now America has seen floods in Manhattan with metros. You know, we've all seen those videos of the subway uh, literally having a shower. So, what is sustainability? I think sustainability is making a choice which is responsible. Sustainability is a choice where you think about every decision of consumption, from what you consume, where it's sourced from, whether you are a person who advocates fast fashion or somebody who advocates sustainability. What is sustainability when it talks about fashion? I had a very interesting conversation with somebody, and she said the most sustainable choice is already in your wardrobe. You don't need to keep buying new clothes. So sustainability starts literally from small things like, where are you sourcing your food from? If you're going to buy stuff that comes from New Zealand and California, then that's not a really sustainable choice in terms of food. So it starts with small decisions and moves upwards in the choice of the vehicle you drive, in how you live responsibly, what do you do with your garbage, what are you doing with your rainwater. There are lots of practices to adopt, but ultimately it's about breaking down the word sustainability and making it into consumable, actionable things that you and I can do.
Precisely, I do agree with that. And since you've spoken about how in Manhattan they have seen massive floods, and India is not far behind, while climate change is a global pattern now. Joshimath is sinking, Uttarakhand is sinking, and then there's Sikkim floods that have come. So, in terms of action, where do you feel we're lacking, and why no action is not an option anymore?
No action is certainly not an option, and I think the first and foremost thing that I would do and I have done is work on emissions, and that's what we do at Sunfuel. We are a charge point operation. We are trying to evangelize and push people towards electric mobility by providing charging solutions. You know, the one thing that really stayed with me at the beginning of the lockdown, I'm one of those people who likes to every day monitor the weather, the temperature. Before I leave the house, I want to see the weather. How much am I going to suffer? And then, dress accordingly. And when we began monitoring AQI, I have a picture from the AQI monitor which shows Bombay AQI at 13, 1-3, all because there were no cars on the road. Now, that is the air we breathe. I think sustainability starts from emissions and reducing them, from the air we breathe, from the water we drink. So, making sure that we have sustainable choices in water, food, air is really where I would start. And I'm doing my bit by making sure that we are giving clean energy solutions, by giving people an option to charge electric vehicles. And of course, I also want to add, a lot of the naysayers will say, oh, but the electric power that you're charging from comes from thermal plants. Today, but that's not going to be the case forever. India is going to be the largest producer of clean energy in the next 5 to 7 years, with the amount of capacity we're adding in solar and in hydroelectric power generation. So that day is not far when conventional thermal plants are going to be slowly contributing a smaller and smaller pie of the bigger energy generation in India. And then you will be driving clean technology powered by clean power. And that's the world we're trying to work towards.
Right, as we take one step at a time, and while the event is underway, what would be your key takeaway from this event?
I think my key takeaway would be to hear thoughts of how others are breaking down sustainability. Because I think it's a buzzword today. Everybody wants to talk about sustainability. What is sustainable? I think breaking down sustainability into actionables is really what the future is all about, because no action is not an option, as you said.
Precisely. Thank you very much, Guru.
Thank you. Why don't we